Hi, this is Chris Highland, and this is week two and a full review of building a business from scratch. So, on YouTube, I plan to do around a 10-minute video just sharing some of my thoughts from the journey this week. And I'm plan to do it by not editing either. So, I can just be honest and transparent about it. So, I have my whiteboard up here and I'm going to go through my key reflections for the week. So, first thing is the business. Now, genuinely, hand on heart, I've said this before. What I do know is that my experience and expertise is in building businesses, founding, scaling, establishing, and I've done it in two different industries. And when you do that, you learn that although industries are unique, so many of the same things apply. So I know that the best chance for me to be successful, but also the where I'm really passionate is around helping other entrepreneurs and trying to share my experience with them. So at the moment it's all in my head. So I haven't got to it yet, but I want to start almost downloading my experience and then trying to put that into something. So I'm starting to create a bit more vision in my head now, which is there's a saying out there from a great book, which is a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. That's a great thing for any business to have. So right now I'm starting to work on that, which is, well, how do I work with 1,000 entrepreneurs? That's scary, intimidating, but it also gives you the mindset, well, I can't clone myself. So how can I work with 1,000 entrepreneurs all around the world? So that's the vision I'm starting to create in my head now. And it's starting to give me some clarity around how I do that. So that's as far as I've got so far, but I'm starting to work out what that is. And the next thing I'm working on now is the name. What is the name of the company? I've got a few options now. I'm playing with some words that mean something to me. So hopefully I'll be able to share that soon. So that's the first point. The second point this week is build the routine, trust the process. So important. I think the first 2 weeks I've actually been quite hard on myself at times, and it's quite strange coming to your diary or your desk and there's nothing in it. So now I am building the routine, even with these videos. It's great accountability. I know every Monday morning I need to do a little review for a little video for the week, and every Friday afternoon I need to do a review of the week. So stuff like that is in my diary now. It's coming. So building a routine and then trusting the process. I can't build a 1 million, 10 million pound business overnight. It's not possible. So just trust the process, build the routine, and then just execute. That's the second point. Third point is scale. I've mentioned this already about trying to work with 1,000 entrepreneurs. I can't be reliant on myself. So I could probably build a business which would, I could work with 10, 20 private customers and have a great life. But it's not what I want to do. I want to build something um, which will be long lasting. So a big thing I think about a lot is, well, okay, I can build these really great things, but it can't be reliant upon me. If it's reliant upon me, I don't believe that's a genuine scalable business. So that's number three. Number four is content is not just about me. So I've done this before with other businesses, but it's never been a personal brand exercise in some respects. This is. So a content strategy, I am using a framework that I have used in the past and I've adapted slightly. It's called a GACCC model, rolls off the tongue. um, but basically, G is for general, A is for awareness, C is for consideration, the other C is for conversion, and the last C is for case studies. Now, I'll talk about this in more detail another time, but really, what it helps me plan for is the type of content that I want to produce. So, some of the content is about me because actually, if you don't know me, if you've never met me before, who am I? What is my experience? What have my achievements been? So that's really, really important. But I also need to build in, well, how can I potentially help you in the future scale or establish your business? So that's been a key thing for me this week, and it will take time. I've accepted it will take a few more weeks to get to a place where, okay, I now have a really good content strategy in place, and I can then just tweak it. That's number 4. Number 5 is frustration of other commitments, family and football. So the reality is, I am 43. I have a really busy life anyway, like most people with children. I have lots of commitments. That's just the way it is. So sometimes I have to let that go a little bit. You can have the best laid plans for the day. Like there was an example this week where I had a morning mapped out to work on some specific content, and then something came up and I had to leave the house. That's the reality. And at times in the evening, I took that frustration from the day into the evening, and I probably wasn't maybe a nice person to be around. So for me, it's just a reflection that that's life, right? Sometimes we all have to balance everything: family, sport, passion, anything else. My son's in a football academy, and that is a big, big commitment. So just a reflection to go a bit easy on yourself, and even these videos help when I look back to see what I've achieved. So that's number 5. Number 6 is you can't be afraid to put yourself out there. That's a really important one, and it's a reminder to myself as well. Any successful business owner, entrepreneur, creator, probably anything in life, when I look at the gladiators, I love that show. My kids love that show. The TV show. How did those gladiators, how have they been chosen to be on that show? They've built their own profiles. That's how they've done it. They've crafted their skill and their discipline and become brilliant at what they do. But they've put themselves out there and been proud about who they are and what they want to achieve. So if I wanted to become, not that I could, but if I wanted to go down a gym and put on loads of muscle and become a gladiator, but I never put myself out there in public, well, guess what? I won't become a gladiator because nobody knows about me. So it is a scary part, and definitely at times I don't like doing it, but I also appreciate that in order for me to be successful, I need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I will keep doing, keep putting myself out there and keep trying to help people. So that's number 6. 2 more points. Number 7, relearning. I'm 43, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but relearning stuff is hard. So content strategy is a great example. There's loads and loads and loads of tools out there that can help you, help come up with content ideas, help automate the process, help create different images. There's loads of stuff. But as I said earlier, it's not just about producing content for content's sake. So I'm having to relearn around what's the value of these different tools. What do entrepreneurs today want? Because that might be different for what they wanted 5 years ago. So relearning is hard and it's tiring as well, but it's a really important part of this process. And I also believe that anything I'm doing now, I need to establish and found that, e.g., this content strategy, and then I can hand that on to someone else one day. But me understanding the foundations, the basics of that is super important. So that's the relearning part. And last but not least, metrics. So I've now built metrics just into a spreadsheet where every Monday morning I can now review if my following on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Instagram is going up. In the future, that will make me feel better if it is. If it isn't, it's like, okay, I can review things and think, do I need to change anything? Do I need to adapt the plan? But going forward, I want to look at the revenue I'm making. Right now, I'm making 0. But hopefully going forward, I'll start to make a lot more money, a lot more revenue, And that's where metrics really, really help, because it's basically proof that the hard work that I'm putting in is working. So that's it for next week. Have a good weekend.